who's the older sister of Julian Reese of the...
Angel Reese?
Literally saying that the commissioner needs...
But if we're gonna talk about...
attacked so many times.
Watching women's basketball, it's not just
personal foul. Okay, so let's take another look.
There are so many great players in this
April 15th, and I was at training
every day, every
USA
minute.
Today again. Caitlin, can you tell us?
I have great teammates. I have a great
Conference closest geographically.
I do feel really good mentally.
The basketball world was stunned when news broke that Angel Reese, the Chicago Sky's rookie sensation, had been benched, a move that took fans, analysts, and even casual observers by surprise.
But there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily it's coming.
This wasn't just a routine lineup adjustment. It was a seismic shift that threatened to reshape both Angel Reese's career and the Chicago Sky's identity. With 23 double-doubles in her rookie season, a record that established her as a dominant force on the boards, Reese had become the undeniable face of the franchise. Her jerseys flew off shelves, her highlights lit up social media, and her fearless swagger turned her into a household name. But just when it seemed like she was untouchable, newly appointed head coach Tyler Marsh dropped a bombshell. Reese's role was being redefined, and in a move that stunned the basketball world, she was replaced in the starting lineup by fellow rookie Camila Cardoso, a decision that felt like a full-blown identity shift for the Sky. What happened next? Or rather, what didn't happen sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Now the question on everyone's mind, is this the beginning of Angel Reese's downfall, or the start of a legendary comeback?
I'm not gonna lie, everything last year was a blur. I don't remember anything. Everything happened so fast. I remember, I think we reported, the draft was like April 15th, and I was at training camp like April 28th, 29th. So it was quick, it was fast, and it was just a blur of everything. So I really don't remember much of that, but I do know that I do feel really good mentally coming in a great spirit. And this team is just, I'm just super excited to showcase with this team.
Let's rewind for a moment to truly grasp the weight of this turning point. Angel Reese stormed onto the WNBA scene in 2024 with something to prove and a rebounding tenacity that bordered on ferocious. Averaging 13.1 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, she didn't just compete, she dominated. Her 19-rebound outing in a single game wasn't just a stat line, it was a statement. Every missed shot was a personal challenge, and she attacked the glass like it owed her something. Fans couldn't get enough. Her relentless hustle, fiery spirit, and ability to turn every possession into a war elevated her from promising rookie to rising superstar. But Angel Reese wasn't just making noise on the court, she was building a brand. Her unapologetically bold Bayou swagger, magnetic personality, and viral highlight reels made her a cultural force. Social media couldn't stop talking about her. Crowds chanted her name. She wasn't just the heart of the Chicago Sky, she was its future. And yet, this was only the beginning.
I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much, I've seen so much, I've been attacked so many times.
Enter Tyler Marsh, the new head coach brought in to transform the Chicago Sky into legitimate contenders. But Marsh didn't just tweak the lineup, he tore up the blueprint. In his first bold move, Marsh declared that the offense would no longer center around Angel Reese's bruising post play. Instead, the spotlight shifted to fellow rookie Camila Cardoso, a 6'7" Brazilian with a smoother, more finesse-driven game and massive untapped potential. Despite having minimal WNBA minutes under her belt, Cardoso was suddenly the focal point of Marsh's vision. The offense would flow through her, her post touches, her presence in the paint, her efficient finishing. Reese, meanwhile, was given a completely new directive. Stretch the floor, take mid-range jumpers, and operate more, like a stretch four. It was a role far outside her natural strengths. Her 39.1% shooting from the field last season, mostly on close-range attempts, was already a concern. Asking her to step further out and rely on a perimeter game she hadn't developed didn't feel like tactical evolution. It felt like setting her up to fail.
And there's Angel Reese, who's the older sister of Julian Reese of the Maryland Terrapins at this time last year.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't spiral further, Angel Reese's response, or more accurately, her silence, sent the situation into overdrive. The moment the lineup change hit social media, chaos erupted. Fans were stunned, outraged, and ready for war. They're sabotaging her legacy. One viral post read, "It's a conspiracy to erase Angel before she becomes the double-double queen." Another claimed, accusations of favoritism, brand politics, and betrayal ricocheted across the internet at lightning speed. Reese's fanbase, fiercely loyal and emotionally invested, saw the move as a calculated attempt to dim her star just as it was reaching its peak. And to make matters worse, the Chicago Sky's official announcement barely acknowledged Reese at all. The spotlight was firmly on Cardoso, her efficiency, her upside, her fit in the new system. For many, it felt like erasure in real time. The PR optics were brutal, and with Reese offering no public comment, no post, no interview, nothing, speculation ran wild. Was she blindsided? Was she fuming behind the scenes? Or was she quietly plotting her next move? Whatever the answer, one thing was clear. This story was far from over. And you won't believe what happens next.
Personal foul. Okay, so let's take another look.
Yeah,
That's where I saw what Laney was doing.
She didn't show up to training camp. Not for a single drill. Not for the team photo. Not even for the press conference. Angel Reese went completely silent, vanished. And that silence said more than any tweet or Instagram story ever could. Her absence wasn't just a missed workout. It felt like a protest, a wordless, powerful statement. Was she refusing to adapt to Coach Marsh's new system? Was she dealing with an injury, physical or emotional? Or was this a calculated standoff, a strategic move to force the Sky's hand? No one had definitive answers, and the speculation spun out of control. Some fans applauded her defiance, viewing her no-show as a bold power play, a stand against a coach trying to mold her into something she wasn't. Others weren't so forgiving, calling it unprofessional for a second-year player, still trying to cement her place in the league. To them, skipping camp wasn't strength, it was a red flag.
I'm not gonna lie, everything last year was a blur. I don't remember anything. Everything happened so fast. I remember, I think we reported, the draft was like April 15th and I was at training camp like April 28th, 29th. So it was quick, it was fast, and it was just a blur of everything. So I really don't remember much of that, but I do know that I do feel really good mentally coming in a great spirit. And this team is just, I'm just super excited to showcase with this team.
Julie Poe of the Chicago Sun-Times confirmed what many had feared. Angel Reese had yet to appear at any team activities. No practices, no meetings, no contact. Coaches and teammates were left in the dark, wondering where their star forward had gone. In a league where every player fights tooth and nail to prove they belong, especially in those early, formative years, Reese's decision to vanish during such a pivotal moment felt like a high-stakes gamble. But here's what no one's saying out loud. This wasn't just about basketball. This was about identity, legacy, the collision between a player's brand and a coach's vision. Reese wasn't drafted to space the floor or launch threes. She was brought in to dominate the glass, to bring grit, muscle, and emotion to every possession. Her rebounding wasn't just elite. It was personal. It was her signature, her calling card. The very thing that turned her from a promising rookie into a cultural icon.
And not only that, Angel Reese acted like she wanted to win an Oscar. I got nothing against any of these women's basketball players. They're all super talented. But if we're gonna talk about them, we have to talk about them like we talk about any other sport, like the NBA. When we see a guy flop, we call it out. Angel Reese flopped on that play.
Every rebound Angel Reese grabbed was a statement, a clear reminder that she was undeniable. That relentless grit made her not only a fan favorite, but also a marketing powerhouse. Her jersey sales rivaled those of seasoned superstars, and her social media following was unmatched among rookies. But Coach Marsh's new system threatened to strip away the very qualities that made Reese special. By pulling her away from the basket and asking her to take jumpers, the Sky were forcing her to play against her natural strengths. Her 39.1% shooting last season was already a concern, and most of those shots came from layups or putbacks. Expecting her to suddenly develop a reliable mid-range game without the proper footwork or mechanics was a huge ask. Some might even call it sabotage.
Literally saying that the commissioner needs to be fired. Let's calm down for the reason why. Because the Chicago Sky have to play the Indiana Fever 5 times. They're in the same conference and they're located geographically closest together. Every team that plays each other 5 times in the league, because there's 44 games, there's not an even amount of games. Every team that plays each other 5 times to the conference closest geographically.
And here's where things take a shocking twist. While Angel Reese was nowhere to be seen, Camila Cardoso was everywhere. Cardoso, the Sky's other rookie, stepped effortlessly into the spotlight. In practice, she dominated the post, racking up highlight reel plays that caught fire online. A recent clip of her facing off against her Brazilian national team went viral, showcasing her length, efficiency, and polished skill set. Unlike Reese, Cardoso didn't need multiple attempts to finish around the basket. Her game was tailor-made for Coach Marsh's system: smooth, versatile, and efficient. The Sky hadn't just stumbled onto a new post player. They rolled out a full-blown rebrand. Cardoso was being positioned as the franchise's future, the new face of Chicago's offense. The timing felt suspiciously perfect, and fans noticed immediately. They're replacing Angel with Camila like she's the upgrade. One fan tweeted. Others called it betrayal, accusing the Sky of prioritizing Cardoso's potential over Reese's proven production. But wait, it gets even better, or worse, depending on your perspective. Put the two players side by side, and the differences couldn't be more glaring. Reese brings hustle, heart, and an unmatched intensity. Her rebounding is nothing short of a superpower, but her offensive game has glaring flaws: sloppy footwork, slow shot selection, and troubling inefficiency. Last season, she often needed multiple attempts just to finish a single layup, a frustration for teammates waiting open on the perimeter. Cardoso, on the other hand, is the prototype modern WNBA teams crave. Her length lets her finish through traffic with ease. Her efficiency makes her a consistently reliable option, and her untapped potential has coaches buzzing with excitement. While Reese's brand is built on charisma and relentless hustle, Cardoso's game is designed for precision and execution. On paper, the Sky's decision to pivot toward Cardoso makes perfect sense. But for Reese and her loyal fans, it feels like a gut punch. And the real reason behind this move, it'll shock you. It's not just basketball. It's about the future of the franchise and who the Sky believe can lead them there. Which brings us to one of the most revealing moments in this saga: Angel Reese's response to a reporter's question during a post-game press conference.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you two. A year later, do you feel like you're getting...
Next question.
Yeah. When
move on. Thank you.
Last season, Angel Reese made headlines with a bold declaration. The reason people are watching women's basketball isn't just because of one player. It's because of me, too. It was a signature line, a badge of honor that echoed throughout the sports world. She backed it up with her relentless play, magnetic presence, and unapologetic confidence. But this season, when a reporter brought up that very quote and asked if she still felt the same way, Reese shut it down, cold, with just 2 words. Next question. The room fell silent. Reporters shifted uncomfortably. Even the PR staff seemed caught off guard. It wasn't just a deflection, it was a retreat. For the first time, Reese appeared unsure. Not just about her role, but about her very place in the league. And here's the kicker. You won't believe how it all ends. That moment went viral, sparking endless analysis and debate among fans and experts alike.
The USA Today again. Caitlin, can you tell us at the end of the game what happened? There's a lot blown up on Twitter about Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you.
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, all the credit in the world to LSU. They were tremendous. They deserve it. They had a tremendous season. Kim Mulkey coached them so well. She's one of the best basketball coaches of all time, and it shows. And she only said really kind things to me in the handshake line, so I'm very grateful for that too. But honestly, I have no idea, and I was just trying to, spend the last few moments on the court with, especially the 5 people that I've started 93 games with, and relishing every second of that.
Social media exploded with reactions. Some saw Angel Reese's curt response as a sign of exhaustion, a crack in her confidence. She's crumbling under the pressure. One post read. Another argued. She's tired of the media twisting her words. No matter how you interpret it, the message was clear. The player who once demanded the spotlight was now dodging it. The clip replayed endlessly, with fans dissecting her pauses, her expression, her tone. A rare glimpse of vulnerability from someone known for bravado. And here's where it changes everything. Reese's refusal to engage wasn't just about one question. It was a signal. The weight of this moment, the benching, the rebrand, the pressure was taking its toll. So what's really going on here? Is this purely a basketball decision, or is there a bigger agenda at play? Some argue Coach Marsh's move is purely strategic. The WNBA is evolving, and teams need versatile players who can stretch the floor and fill multiple roles. Reese's dominance in the paint is undeniable, but her inefficiency and lack of range make it tough to build a modern offense around her. Cardoso, with her smoother skill set, fits the mold of what teams want. But others see it differently, a PR campaign disguised as a basketball move. By elevating Cardoso, the Sky may be betting on a new face, one who doesn't carry the same polarizing baggage as Reese. While Reese's bold personality is a strength, it's also drawn criticism. Some fans and analysts have called her overhyped or questioned her efficiency. The Sky might be pivoting toward a less controversial star. Whatever the truth, what happens next will change everything.
Every day, every minute of the day.
One more crack at it. 9 points, 17 rebounds, and Mom can't stand to watch. History for Angel Reese. 10 straight double. It was in a losing effort and a nice embrace with Nafisa.
Angel Reese stands at a crossroads, one every player inevitably faces. It's the moment when you choose. Hold tight to what made you famous, or fight to stay relevant in an ever-evolving league. Her brand is massive, her potential undeniable, but none of that matters if she can't adapt. The WNBA is unforgiving. It rewards growth grit, and evolution. Reese can stay angry, skip practices, or dodge questions, but the league won't wait around for her to catch up. Her absence from training camp feels like a protest, but it's also a high-stakes gamble. By stepping away, she's handing the reins and the spotlight to Cardoso and the Sky's new era. If you stick around until the end, I'll show you why this isn't just a turning point for Angel Reese. It's a game changer for the entire WNBA. So, what happens next? Let's dive in. Reese has a few clear paths ahead of her. She could make, double down, return to camp, embrace the grind, and prove she can adapt to Marsh's system. That means developing a reliable mid-range jumper, refining her footwork, and expanding her offensive game. It won't be easy, but it could silence critics and elevate her to a whole new level. Alternatively, she could demand a trade, seeking out a team that values her paint dominance and is willing to build around her strengths. Her brand is strong enough that she'd be a prized asset elsewhere, where she can still shine without compromise. Or she could continue her silent protest. Stay away, keep her distance, and hope the situation resolves itself. But that's a dangerous road. The longer she stays absent, the greater the risk of being labeled uncoachable or divisive. Stains that can haunt even the most talented careers. And here's the final twist, something no one saw coming. Reese's next move could redefine her entire legacy. If she embraces the challenge, she could come back stronger and more complete, proving every doubter wrong. But if she resists, she risks fading into the background, a cautionary tale of a star who burned bright but couldn't evolve.